Welcome to the Pub. This is James.
I'm Adam.
And we got a lot to talk about. A very short, exactly. It's not a whole lot, No, we're now getting into the slow season of sports.
Well, no, because one league is starting now.
I guess there is a league that's starting now. But one league ended, and now, you know what? Okay, I got a question for you. Do you get post NFL depression?
Not
PND?
Not really, because it doesn't really last long. Because the draft is in 2 months. They usually do all the combine stuff.
But it's the longest off season. I understand the off season isn't really an off season because it still goes. But it's the longest from bell to bell. Of your championship game to the very opening game of the new season. It's the longest.
It is.
It is.
But, the only reason I don't really miss that much is because, number one, like I said, the draft happens and there's stuff. And before even this league started, there was the arena football and other stuff that was on during the time. So it's not... Plus, the hockey season has started to get going now, so I'll pay more attention to that.
The Blackhawks are actually a point out.
Doing good,
yeah. But no, I felt it. I felt it right when they kicked off for the NFL, for the Super Bowl. I was in my car, and I'm like, damn, this is the last game of the season. I'm kind of sad. But no, you're right. NHL is picking up. We got college basketball. We got March Madness in March.
The Bulls continue to tank for who the fuck knows.
Exactly, and then there were a lot of trades today in the NBA. Just some crazy shit. Andre Iguodala, he went to
That's
Miami.
The wrong AI. There's only one AI.
True, but Andre Iguodala went to Miami. We got Justin Winslow. He went to Memphis.
Yeah.
And then there was another one that happened. What the fuck was it? Fuck, who was it? Somebody else. There was another trade. It happened last night or earlier today. I forgot what. Cannot think for the life of me. Well, we'll get to it later. Or not. No. I want to know. Damn it. No, because there was somebody, because he was not happy of what was going on. It was, alright, Kings traded Dedmon to Hawks. Okay, fine and great. Raptors stunned Pacers. Raptors came back and beat the Pacers. Wow, that's great.
Capella to Hawks.
There you go. Capella to the Hawks. Yes, there you go. That's the one I was thinking of. The Hawks kind of are interesting. They might make a run for that 8 seed because I don't see anybody else fucking doing it.
Yeah.
All right, but no.
And the Knicks are trying to get D'Angelo Russell because
they're idiots.
Yeah, what's that really going to do?
Well, this is not going to do shit. Super Bowl. What do you think about it?
It was fun. It was a good game.
It was.
It's kind of as I was watching it, like I told you, when the Niners went up 21-0. My dad, because he's 21-10, because my dad's a Jimmy Garoppolo fan. He's like, no, it's 21-10. He was like, oh, it's over.
It's 20-10.
He's like,
it's 20-10 because I remember I hit double zeros.
But my dad was basically like, oh, it's over. The Niners are going to win because their defense is too good. And I was like, nah, this is what Mahomes does.
Yeah.
He's bored with normal football, so he goes down 20 points and decides what he could come back from.
Yes, and it shows that Patrick Mahomes is a beast.
Though it's not just that, it's also, the Niners defense stopped rushing.
Yeah.
They stopped, actually trying to rush anyone. They just kept playing a bunch of zone and kind of, held back, which is a lot of times what teams do with leads.
Mm-hmm.
But, their defense backed off a ton. And their offense, when they needed to throw the ball, but just wasn't able to. And, kind of what people have been saying. Garoppolo's a good quarterback, but when you're going to need him to win the game,
he's not going. More than likely, he will not.
But one of their players actually on this is my douche for this week. It's Emmanuel Sanders. Because every fucking time, even if it was a play he wasn't involved with, he was yelling at the refs to throw a flag.
Well,
he was running around and like someone like a defender knocked the ball away from him. He's like, throw the flag, and like just because he like, and it was funny. Like I think he missed one in the end zone that just bounced off his hands, and he like turned to the ref.
Go flag, throw it. Come on. My douche of the week is actually Kyle Shanahan, and it's not because of his Bush League stuff of calling timeouts at the end of the game, because you know what? You never know. Maybe there's 17 seconds left, you know, a punt return touchdown, onside kick, and all of a sudden you win the game.
So you can't recover onside kicks anymore.
Yeah, exactly. But still, you know, I understand that. I'm not mad about that. He's a douche of the week for not knowing how to deal with timeouts during the first half.
Yeah.
Dude, there was 1:30 left, and you let them run the clock down to 50 seconds to punt the ball, and you're throwing the ball and running it, and you're still not calling timeouts. Yeah. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Dude, you can't have this type of a brain fart in the first half of the Super Bowl when it's tied 10-10. They could have scored easily. They actually had George Kittle right there. That was not a push-off.
Yeah.
That was not a push-off. But they called it, fine and great. But you know what? It's Kyle Shanahan's fault. Even though I was rooting and wanted and knew that whoa, that was bad. The Kansas City Chiefs were going to win this game. Still, Kyle Shanahan, that was a douchey thing to not call timeouts.
I'd say if coaches, more of mine would be on the defensive coach. Because, like, you got to know from their last 2 playoff games that even if you have like a 90-point lead, Mahomes is still going to randomly come up and score 100.
Yeah. It's not like you're facing Minnesota, and I'm sorry to say it's not like you're facing Green Bay. Kansas City's offense is very prolific.
Yeah.
And you can and I said it last week, Patrick Mahomes has been hot.
Yeah.
He cannot be stopped, and it showed.
Yeah.
He cannot be. That's the other thing. You know what? Even though I love Patrick Mahomes, I don't think he deserved the MVP. I honestly think Damian Williams was supposed to win that thing. He had 100 yards rushing with a touchdown, and he had about 37. He had 30 to 40 yards receiving with another touchdown.
Yeah,
so he had over
probably should have been
yards.
him, but
Patrick Mahomes had 2 interceptions.
Quarterback.
Yeah, exactly. But it's
like it should have been. But that's kind of what the weird thing was when it was the Niners that were up. Like, my dad was saying, like, oh, Garoppolo will probably win MVP. I was like, no, it'll probably be someone defensive because, like, Bosa had 2 sacks.
It would have been Bosa.
I think their middle linebacker interception, their safety. I was like, it's probably going to be someone defensive. He was like, oh, no. He's like, but Garoppolo was having a good game. I was like, yeah, but it's not like he's having an amazing game.
Yeah.
I was like, now, if he would have led them back from when the Chiefs were scoring, and he would have like matched them. Then
if it was 24-20, and if he did hit Emmanuel Sanders, who he overthrew, or it was somebody else, then he probably would have won it. Yeah. But no, they didn't, and there you go. Chiefs are Super Bowl champs, as they should be. They probably should have been last year, but they got fucked over by the Patriots. But I'm going to talk about, you know what really grinds my gears? There's other 2 things that really grind my fucking gears. Why in the goddamn fuck is Stephon Gilmore the defensive player of the year? I do not understand that. It should have been Barrett from Tampa Bay, or it should have been it should have been Jones.
Yeah.
Chris Jones. What the fuck is going on? I don't understand it.
How many sacks did Jones have?
He had like 14 and a half.
How many interceptions did Gilmore have?
6.
Do you have any forced fumbles?
Jones did. He had 6 forced fumbles and a fumble recovery.
So like,
it makes no sense.
I'll say the reason he got it over Chris Jones is because for a defensive lineman to win that award, you have to have record-breaking sack numbers. You have to have like Khalil Mack, Aaron Donald numbers.
Oh, I'm sorry. Chandler Jones. I'm sorry, Chandler Jones. He had fucking 19... 19? Where is it? 19 sacks, 8 forced fumbles, and 3 fumble recoveries.
What team was he on?
He's on fucking Kansas City. I mean, Arizona. Oh,
that's right. No. We're not going to give the MVP to a guy on a losing team. You know how great he is.
Fine. What about Cameron Jordan? He had 15 and a half. Or what about this? Okay, if Tampa Bay made the playoffs, Shaquille Barrett
higher, but
because he had 19 and a half sacks. He had a pick.
Yeah.
A pick. 6 forced fumbles.
Yeah.
So you're telling me if Tampa Bay would have made the playoffs, he would have been the defensive player of the year?
Or he would have been higher. But yeah, for a defensive tackle to win that award, you gotta have like Donald.
You gotta be in a winning.
Even for a linebacker, you have to have like over 20 sacks.
Yeah, but that's like almost breaking the record.
But that's what
He
it
had
takes for
8 forced
linebackers.
fumbles. Chandler Jones had 8 forced fumbles.
That's what it takes for linebackers, because even the year Mack had last year, what do you have, like 22 sacks or whatever with the Bears, and he wasn't even close to defensive MVP. So you got to have like crazy ass year if you're a linebacker. It's easier to give it to the secondary people, because like number one, when they get the picks, it's like the big plays where you look for them to take it back. And for half of the season, he was playing like the best corner in football, but then people figured out their defense. But like he had a good year. Like I'd say, just my main reason against him winning is more. I think there's other corners that could have probably been higher. Like Marcus Peters had a really good year too. Like there are other corners that had really good years.
Yeah, and they picked Stephon fucking Gilmore. It didn't make sense. I'm sorry, it just didn't. Even Anthony Harris had 6 interceptions, and so did Tre'Davious White.
Yeah.
And they didn't get any fucking loving. And the other thing that really grinds my gears is the offensive rookie of the year. I understand, once again, quarterbacks just get everything, right? Yeah. Fucking Josh Jacobs had 1,170 yards in 13 games and 7 touchdowns.
Yeah.
And he was on a team that was in a playoff race with at least 2 weeks left in the season. Yeah. Where fucking Kyler Murray didn't. Okay, fine. He had like 2 or 3 really good games, and that was it.
Yeah.
Josh Jacobs had like 5 or 6 great games, and you're still going to give it to Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I don't fucking get it.
I think it's kind of the same thing as I was saying.
Josh Jacobs should have won.
He should have. Running backs, it'll always be hard for them to get those over the quarterbacks unless they have like 20 touchdown year, 2,000 yards.
Pretty much.
It's going to always be hard. Unless you have a Saquon Barkley year, it's going to be really hard. But yeah, Jacobs should have won that. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. Jacobs should have won the Rookie of the Year. As for defensive player, like, I don't know. I get why they gave it to Gilmore because he's on the Patriots. He had a decent enough year. Like, yeah. And they weren't going to give Brady the MVP, so they had to give it to someone from.
They're not going to give Belichick the Coach of the Year. Yeah. No. All right, whatever. So,
but even that was surprising. I kind of thought they were going to give it to Shanahan instead of Harbaugh.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's true because because they had a really shitty team last year.
Yeah.
They had 4 wins, and then Shanahan with pretty much the same group, just with Jimmy G.
Yeah.
Fucking goes 14-2 and goes to the postseason usually doesn't count in that shit. But 4 wins to 14.
So that Mahomes would have won on.
Exactly. He would have won the fucking MVP. So, XFL starts this week.
Yep.
We got people that we know, like Antonio Callaway.
Yep.
And Cardell Jones.
Yep.
There you go. And
Landry Jones. And Trustman's a coach. Stoops a coach.
Okay.
So like there's
8 teams, 4 in the East, 4 in the West.
Yeah.
And then the top 2 face each other in a divisional playoff game. And then the winners of those 2 go to the championship. 10-game season.
Yeah, which is kind of good because it's what you kind of need because it's like you said, you're like, because football's over. So it's kind of a bridge till the next season starts.
Exactly. So, we still get a little bit of football. So, yeah,
the teams are St. Louis Battlehawks.
I like it.
Houston Roughnecks.
Okay.
New York Guardians.
Why does New York have a team?
Tampa Vipers. LA Wildcats.
Why does LA have a team?
Seattle Dragons.
Okay.
Dallas Renegades. DC Defenders. And I think that's it because these are the old teams now.
So you get Dallas and Houston.
Yeah. I like the always old team name from the original XFL. It used to be the Los Angeles Extreme.
That's right.
Wildcat. Guardians have a cool logo though.
Ooh.
The line.
Oh wow, that is actually kind of badass. I like that.
So yeah, there's 8 teams. They have like pretty known coaches for the most part, like Stu Trustman, Pep Hamilton's a coach.
Yeah.
So like they have
Greg Olson is gonna be commentating.
Yeah.
That's cool. So they got a little bit of NFL feel. You know, they're gonna be on Fox. They're gonna be on what NBC or
ESPN.
ESPN. So yeah, they got money that's invested in them.
Yeah.
So they're at least gonna finish the season, unlike the AAF, which did not finish the season and they just folded in the middle of the season.
Yeah.
They didn't have enough money to pay.
The Houston Renegades team is the one that has Landry Jones.
Okay, that's who. Yeah.
I think they got Stoop as their coach.
That's awesome.
So that's good for them. Like it'll be fun. I thought the first XFL was fun because they just let people try to kill each other.
Yeah, exactly.
That's kind of what
And then
people
you have
want.
like nicknames on your back,
Yeah.
you know, on your jerseys and shit. Like, you hate me.
Yeah. So it was fun. Like their first year.
We'll see how it is.
I think it'll be good. I think
Yeah.
now that they have an actual Pep Hamilton's coaching DC, then they kind of have like but they have Tyree Jackson as quarterback, DeAndre Tompkins, Cardale Jones,
Yep.
the receiver we drafted a few years ago, Malachi Dupree, Donnell Pumphrey, who had a few good games in the NFL. So they got some names there too, and like the main problem with the AFL or whatever the fuck it was called,
Yeah.
is one, like XFL did something different. They actually did a draft for these players to
They
go to
did.
the teams.
They
Even
did.
if they're players that are like veterans, they still
They still had a
drafted them to
draft
teams.
in that, so
And it was actually on TV. It was on
That's
ESPN
right, it was.
or ESPN too.
Yeah.
And they spent a year and a half planning when they were gonna re-debut the season.
Yeah.
And basically, it's this Saturday, and
Yeah.
the way they announced it was during the Super Bowl. They had a commercial, basically kind of
better to
doing
do it, you know?
the joke of like, oh, are you like, this is the last week of football? Are you gonna miss the season? Then XFL starts.
And then, hey, we got more football next week. Woo!
But like AAF, basically, you had no idea who their players or coaches was. Then all of a sudden one day it's like, oh, our first game.
Yeah,
It's like what?
wait, what?
it's like you're ready already. What's
Like,
going on?
what do you mean it's ready? Yeah, we're playing this week. Oh.
And then they lasted like
Okay.
4 weeks because like after the first week, and I think the first game ended like 7-3, and like people were just like, oh no.
Yeah, I think it did. It was like, wait a minute.
And like that's kind of the interesting thing, like with what XFL might be. I think it's like they kind of not change rules, but are making rules a little bit more clear with catches, fumbles,
Right.
pass interference, roughing the passer, all that stuff is going to be a little more clear. And I think, honestly, this one, especially with these first games, because more of the known people are on the offensive side.
Yeah.
I think these
So you're
games are going to be like
seeing
28,
these guys.
21, 28
hopefully it's a little
21.
bit.
It's going to be a little higher scoring
Exactly.
because it's a little bit more known on the offensive side than the defensive.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be entertaining. And XFL, with they having 3 networks that are willing to play it,
Right.
with Fox, NBC, and ESPN, which are that kind
That's
of the big
pretty
3.
fucking big, you know, to have those 3 games.
And they're not going to worry about, in the middle of the season, randomly running out of money because Vince will just write them another check for $20 million. He's like, have
Exactly.
fun.
So here you go, have fun. Let me finish my season
Yeah.
first, you know, before anything else.
But I think it'll be good.
I think it will be too.
I think they're going to use a lot of things in the XFL,
Basic.
like they did in the NFL for the first time when they used a Skycam and
Yes.
like all these other
There's
things,
a sky cam and all that.
and
so.
like kind of bring it over to the NFL. I was upset to learn that they didn't have the most dangerous part of the game back, but they just put the ball at the center field and had everyone run at each other for it.
That was awesome.
Just had a murder scrum for the ball at the 50-yard line. But I think it'll be good. I kind of wish Chicago had a team again.
What are you doing?
Because that was fun when they had the Enforcers here.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm surprised they don't have a Chicago team or maybe a Detroit
I think the reason
or Milwaukee.
Yeah, I think there's two reasons they didn't have a Chicago team. One, I think they were only going to really do one team in the Midwest, and they went with St. Louis because they just lost.
They
their
don't
team.
have one. No, that makes
and
sense.
also, you could put them in Soldier Field, but with how much people complain about the turf there, about
there'll be a lot of injuries.
Yeah, there'd be a lot of injuries.
What about like in Madison, Wisconsin, and call them Milwaukee or something?
They could have. But even then, I think the problem with putting even off season, the problem with putting a football team in Wisconsin, even if you're not in season, no football team is really going to get traction over the Packers. Because even in the off season, people are still thinking, "Oh, what are the Packers doing now? What are they going to do in the off season? What are they like? If you put another football team, they're like, who this?
Who are you guys? Get out of our state, motherfuckers!
We don't want you. Leave."
No. I guess so. I guess you're right.
But I wish I would have went San Diego instead of LA.
Yeah, what the fuck? Why don't you go to San Diego instead of LA? It's stupid. But whatever. Maybe if it flourishes, they'll expand.
Yeah.
They definitely will.
Yeah.
Maybe Portland will get a team, or Vegas.
We'll put one in Canada.
Toronto or Vancouver.
Toronto should have an NFL team.
They should. But they're very close.
Sure, because they have CFL, but no one really cares about Canadian Football League.
About that.
I'd rather see them put a team in Canada, even though it's like Ottawa or Montreal, instead of putting one in fucking London.
Yeah.
Like you get all wants to do.
Exactly. No, Jacksonville's going to have 2 home games in London next year.
Yeah. It's because they can't sell out their stadium.
They can't. It's unbelievable. All right. We just had a big trade last night, and it was Mookie Betts and David Price going to the LA Dodgers.
Yep.
I think it's a huge fucking deal. I think it puts the Dodgers way fucking up there. They're going to destroy the NL, and maybe they'll lose in the NLCS because that's what they do.
The only reason I don't think it's like as huge of a deal as everyone else does is offense wasn't their problem.
Right, but now they got
their bullpen was.
Well, they got David Price.
He was 4-7 with the 4.98 last year.
Bad year.
And the year before he had a 3.98. So he's not like what is he a fucking journeyman fifth starter that's going to get rocked?
So he'll be number 3 or 4.
Even as a 3, that's dangerous when you're giving up 4 runs a game.
Well, because they have the offense to put up 5 or 6.
No, but even if you do, some games your offense doesn't. Even if you have
I know.
like offense that should hit like 40 home runs, sometimes they go in month-long slumps.
Somebody else's 3, so they'll be fine.
I honestly think the Angels might have gotten the better of that with getting Jock Peterson.
Yeah, they got Jock Peterson. That's going to help the Angels out. I agree, that will.
And like the Red Sox kind of got screwed with the prospect they got is okay, the Aguido or whatever. Like he's an okay prospect. Like I don't get Red Sox why they traded him, because the Red Sox don't seem like a team that's short on money, and like I know they have to re-sign Xander Bogaerts soon and a few of the other outfielders, but like I just don't understand. Like
people are saying that this is sort of the comparison of like what's going on with Chris Bryant and the Cubs, because the Red Sox were afraid that Mookie Betts was just going to leave.
Yeah.
So they're like, well, shit. We gotta get rid of him so we get something back in return.
Well, and that's what's generally a good idea, because if you know the person's not going to resign,
right,
you have to like recap it somehow.
And this was his last year of the season.
And if you're not going to be a team that you think is going to be like in last place, where you can just draft another top 5 player, like you have to get assets.
Exactly. And
the Chris Bryant situation is a little different, because the Chris Bryant thing, I blame completely on the Cubs ownership, because when the Ricketts came, they basically said like, "Oh, we're going to stay competitive for years, and when there's going to be a free agent, we're going to go get him."
And now they have.
But because they overblew their budget on redoing the stadium, which they really didn't need to do,
No,
they just need to make like minor repairs The Jumbotrons are cool, but like they didn't really need to do everything else they're
No, they
doing.
didn't. They obviously did not.
And like they kept doing it, and they spent like $500 million on it when they were only supposed to spend $2 million.
Yeah.
And
It's stupid
and
what they did.
then so now
Now you don't have the budget to keep Chris Bryant. It's like it doesn't make sense.
But and also like the one thing I'm thinking with the Chris Bryant, the situation where I think it may be a little better.
He just wants to leave no matter.
No, I don't think he wants to leave. I think Boris, because the Cubs have offered him numerous extensions. Boris won't let him sign because Boris wants him to go to free agency. Because that's what Boris does. He drags everyone to free agency. Like they've offered him, I think one was a 6-year, I think like 250, 260. Like then they offered him that 2 years ago. Then this year they offered him like I think like a 5 or 7 year, like 220, like something like that, which like is a great contract. But
it is. But
Boris likes pushing people to free agency, and like the Cubs are thinking kind of like the Red Sox, where we know this agent and he doesn't do anything.
He doesn't
make anything easy.
He wants to go all the way.
So if we could get a top pitching prospect and maybe a ready to go fielder, why not? Because then we could just put. Because they could think of it this way: we could just put Baez at third, and we could play Nico Horner more.
Or if Chris Bryant does go to free agency, maybe we
could try to get him back.
Exactly, and then you have your cake and eat it too. You get everything. But it looks like that Mookie Betts is definitely not going to be going back to the Red Sox after his. I think he's got 2 years on.
I don't think he's going to stay in LA either.
I don't think so either. I can see him go to the Yankees.
Goes to the Angels.
Oh shit! Come the White Sox, baby.
He goes to the Angels like the Kawhi did with the Clippers.
Oh my God!
Makes him think he's going to go to one team. Like, I'm going over there.
I'm going over there. So wrestling.
Yep.
WWE. We have alright. On paper, this looks like it's going to be a fun match. It's going to be great, but we already know what's going to happen. Now, I'm talking about the winner of the triple threat match for the winner gets the WWE title match in Saudi Arabia.
Mm-hmm.
And that's Ricochet deserves it.
Yeah.
But they're going to Kofi Kingston his ass.
I think they'll let him survive longer than Kofi.
Oh, fine. 13 seconds. He'll get one offensive movement.
I could see it doing differently.
Maybe like an AJ Styles?
Where he doesn't win, but he does what he did in the Rumble, where he low blows Lesnar, and then McIntyre just runs out and just like
Claymore kicks,
just beats the shit out of Lesnar.
I could see that.
Like Ricochet and McIntyre like team up on Lesnar.
Maybe a 2-on-1 at Elimination Chamber or something like that, with Lesnar winning that match.
Yeah.
You know, okay. I kind of like that idea.
Because that's how he got eliminated. Like Ricochet low blowed him, and then McIntyre had the
Claymore kicked him. That would be good. I would really, really much enjoy that. But I'm just afraid that this is going to be a half-a-minute match. Ricochet will
plus the fact that Lesnar has been having like longer matches as the time has gone on lately.
True.
Makes me think he might be like at least a little bit, kind of like AJ's match with him or Braun.
A little bit longer. Yeah. I really, really hope so. Braun Strowman finally captured some singles hardware.
Yeah.
He is finally something, and he is the Intercontinental Champion.
Yep.
Way too long to do such things like this, but at least it happened. They gave it to him. I hate to say it, and I already know they're already doing long term with Bray Wyatt as Universal Champ, but I think they should do with Braun Strowman the same thing, that nobody can beat him for the title, and have him as the Intercontinental Champion for, I know this might be, I might be in the minority for this, but at least a year or year and a half. Like, just
the only
keep
reason
it on him
the only
for
reason,
prestige.
Yeah, I can see him keeping it like maybe 5-6 months. The only reason I don't see a full year is because when there's only like 2 main titles and one's the mid card, and you keep it on one person too long,
it gets boring.
Then all the lower mid carders are like, "What the fuck am I here for?"
True.
Like I'm just kind of just kicking dirt until you
but
decide.
What are you gonna do? You're gonna have.
I could see like 6-7 months, and then
And then maybe have him losing in like a triple threat or fatal four-way that he doesn't get pinned for it.
Yeah.
And then,
it may be like someone like if they don't push him. Like, let me see, who's on SmackDown?
yeah, exactly.
Maybe May Shinsuke eventually gets it back.
Or maybe John Morrison or
Cesaro,
The Miz.
Or The Miz, yeah.
And then maybe just
or
have
Big
all
E
them
goes on the singles.
That would be nice. You know, that
Big
would
E
be
would
really
be the
nice.
one that would give him the fuck.
Exactly, he would be the one. Or maybe even have Keith Lee just come out of nowhere and have him challenge for the IC title.
Yeah.
They're finally doing what's right, and I'm excited. I'm talking about Charlotte Flair, and they're gonna book it.
Mm-hmm.
Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley.
Yep.
Thank the fucking Lord on this.
Yeah.
Because it would have been a bore fest. And like I said, Becky versus Charlotte, they put on great matches.
Yeah.
But how many times have we seen that in the last 2-3 years?
Same thing with Charlotte and Bayley.
Exactly. So finally, they're giving us some new.
And Bayley's pushing Pritchard and Vince to have Mania be her versus Sasha.
Yes. And I believe that's what's going to happen. And then we're going to get Shayna versus Becky.
Yeah.
And if we have all three, those three matches are going to be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I really hope they book them very, very well for WrestleMania. Because if
I
they
already
do,
think I know who will win all of them.
Sasha,
Shayna,
and Rhea. Yeah, that's what I think. Sasha, Shayna, and Rhea.
But
for sure.
if Becky randomly wins, I can see Ronda running out afterwards.
And then Ronda wins it the Monday Night Raw right after.
Raw after, yeah.
Ooh, that would be fucking awesome. And that could happen too. Yeah, I'm really excited for that. They're actually finally doing something well with that. I'm okay with Becky versus Asuka for the next 2 months.
Yeah, just
keep
they're
going
good
with
matches. They're fun.
You can put in a gimmick match at Elimination Chamber. I don't know. Put in like a cage match at the end, so then you could deal with it later.
I actually like what they did this week with Liv, where they
Ruby Riott,
where they realized like for as better as Liv has gotten, she can only look so good wrestling a mannequin.
Yeah.
So like they had her beat Lana again and kind of end that. Ruby Riott comes out and like they act like they're gonna reunite, and then Ruby attacks her.
Sorry.
And like obviously Liv's gonna win this rivalry because Liv is the one they're
trying to push.
But this is gonna be really good for her because it's gonna let it be like kind of shown on like TV on pay-per-views that she could put on like a really good match because it's gonna be with someone else who's
actually
really good.
Like
trying to like. I like Liv. She's really athletic and everything, but the problem with like wrestling Lana is the person in the ring has to carry her.
Yeah.
And when you're someone who's still relatively new, I mean, Liv's only like 23 years old.
Yeah.
Who's only been doing this for like 4 years.
Exactly.
Like you're still relatively new. Like
still
trying to carry someone who like has no athletic ability.
No athletic ability.
Like it's hard. So having someone who she's really good friends with, who will try to make each other look good.
Great chemistry in the ring together, and
I could also see a situation where kind of like the old Shield rivalry with when it was Seth versus Roman and Dean kept trying to get them to like get there. I could see Logan maybe getting involved and trying to
be like, hey, let's get the band back together type shit.
Stuff.
I could see that. That would be kind of fun.
And them both just kind of going at her.
Yeah.
Like, and then like get a triple threat match, one pay-per-view.
At Elimination Chamber, or maybe even bring it into WrestleMania if it gets big enough. The other thing is on SmackDown this week, because we are getting Saudi Arabia. Here we go. I know I'm all over the place, so I want to go somewhere else on Raw. But Goldberg coming back. Who's he facing in Saudi Arabia? What kind of shit-ass match is this going to be? Goldberg versus who? There's only one or two people. One of two people that I could really think of that could come out and spoil Goldberg's return and have a match with him at Saudi Arabia. There's only one of two people. One I really don't want to happen because I don't know how they'll book it. The other, it is what it is, and it's just another person for Goldberg to spear and jackhammer.
Let me think. I mean, the two people I think of, one he's already done, but I could see because he's still talking about him. That happened would be Ziggler.
Oh, I forgot about Ziggler. Yeah, that would be actually good. They did fight at a Saudi Arabia, right? Yeah. Yeah. What's the other one?
Riddle. Because Goldberg's the other one he keeps like shit talking on.
That would be awesome. I
could see Goldberg like going for a spear and Riddle just kneeing him in the face.
What I think they're gonna do? Well, actually, no. These are the two that I think they're gonna do. I'll give you the like, all right, kind of like the Dolph Ziggler thing.
Yeah.
Come out, get speared, get jackhammered, lose in Saudi Arabia. Yeah. I'm talking about King Corbin.
Yeah.
Because Corbin and Roman Reigns is done pretty much. I think it's done. So Corbin, Robert Roode, and Dolph Ziggler come out and get all up in Goldberg's face, and Corbin versus Goldberg and it makes sense. It would be kind of funny because Corbin's like, hey, I retired Kurt Angle at WrestleMania last year. Now I'm going to retire your ass this year in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
Makes sense. The other one, and I really don't want them to do this because I don't think anybody would win in any type of booking of this. I don't think it's Bray Wyatt.
Man, it's not going to be Bray.
I really hope it's not.
No.
I really, really hope.
The only way it would be Bray is if they do Goldberg's normal spot, the spear jack him, and then Bray just
pops up
again, and just kind of just
and
go
just mandible claw.
Yeah.
That's
the one thing I'm kind of thinking of actually is because we saw a bit of this in the Rumble with the two of them with Roman and Edge, Roman Reigns.
I like that. See, that would be very smart of WWE to do.
You could have a battle of the spear.
You could have the battle of the spear and
make a triple threat Edge.
Oh god. Well, he's already got his shit going on, which is awesome with Orton. But no, I really like that. Roman Reigns versus Goldberg, because in a way it would be another passing of the torch type match, old versus high prolific wrestler, superstar, and there you go. Roman Reigns wins.
And there was kind of the other rumor I saw online about, because they're trying to get him to get like 2 or 3 more matches, Cena.
Yeah, that would be nice. Goldberg versus Cena.
Goldberg represent WCW and Cena kind of
WWE
ruthless aggression to this era. Yeah, so I could see Cena.
It would be nice, and he could promote his new Fast and Furious movie.
Yeah, or he's somehow fucking Vin Diesel's brother.
I don't understand.
I don't fucking understand, because through the first 8 movies, we've known that Jordana Brewster is Dominic's sister in the movies.
Yep.
They've never once mentioned he has a fucking brother.
Nobody.
Not one word of it has been he ever had a brother.
Even a hint.
That all of a sudden John Cena is his brother. And not just that. Like, it reminds me of the Die Hard movies. Where, like, okay, the first movie was, like, just guys racing, trying to get away from cops.
Yeah.
Like, so it was good. And as the movies got on, it got a little bit more ridiculous.
Yeah.
But now in this one, he's fucking grappling, hooking a car across the mountain. As I'm watching that, I was like, no. That doesn't work.
I've tried this. No. And then John Cena's car going, and then the fucking, like, F-15 or whatever.
Like magnetized the car.
Well, first off, if it's going to magnetize, don't you think the top of the car is going to smash? Whoever's in the car is going to break their fucking neck? Like, what in the god?
But like that, but that I kind of like of the two things, I thought that was slightly more believable
than John Cena being fucking hit.
No, someone grappling, hooking a car across the mountain. Because I was like, okay, if there's a powerful enough magnet, maybe it could pick up a car and fly away. But then I saw him like throw a grappling hook across the mountain. I'm like, no, that's not going to work. Have you ever seen Homer try to jump the gorge with a stick? The same thing will happen to you.
Exactly.
This doesn't work for you.
It does not work.
It's like gravity and physics to decide this doesn't work.
No.
And it's like the last Die Hard. Wilson, John McClane was jumping a car into a helicopter.
Yes.
Even that, I was like, no. I was like, that. It's like, number one, there's not enough room.
There's not enough room.
Number two, you can't get your car up to a high enough speed to jump that far in the air.
No, there isn't. It's, oh my god. But yeah, it's, oh, fucking shit. That's all I got.
Yep.
This is James.
I'm Adam.
This is the Publis.
And Joe Flacco still sucks.